Unit 2, Crimes Against Persons, continued. Describe how to document abuse, neglect, or exploitation of an elderly person or disabled adult. Always file a report even if no crime is found. Report suspected abuse to the DCF abuse hotline. Protect the identity of the reporting party. The API cannot legally share the reporter's identity with you due to confidentiality laws. 726.1, determine if an incident is interference with custody. Document that a suspect knowingly or recklessly took, enticed, or aided in taking a minor or an incompetent person from their lawful custodian, or a relative did so with malicious intent to deprive another of custody rights. Does not apply to parents fleeing domestic violence. 726.2, describe how to respond to conflicting child custody orders from different states. Do not try to determine which out-of-state order is enforceable, as court orders from other states must undergo a domestication petition process. Contact your supervisor immediately for guidance on handling these legally complex cases. 726.3, determine if an incident is luring or enticing a child. Document that a suspect, 18 or older, intentionally lured or attempted to entice a child under 12 into a structure, dwelling, or vehicle for an unlawful purpose, such as committing a felony like sexual battery. 726.4, determine if an incident is a false imprisonment. Document that the suspect forcibly, by threat, or secretly confined, abducted, imprisoned, or restrained the victim against their will without lawful authority. Confinement of a child under 13 without parental consent automatically meets this. 726.5, determine if an incident is kidnapping. Meets all elements of false imprisonment, but is uniquely executed with the distinct intent to commit another felony. Hold for ransom hostage, inflict bodily harm or terrorize, or interfere with a government function. Kidnapping a child under 13 during specified crimes, such as sexual battery or human trafficking, is a life felony. 726.6, describe how to respond to interference with custody, luring or enticing of a child, false imprisonment, or kidnapping. If no immediate threat exists, follow state or agency guidelines. Document the incident and notify supervisors. If an active abduction or threat is present, notify command staff, issue a BOLO, and request specialized support units such as K-9, Air Support, FBI, FDLE, Amber Alert, or CART. Preserve scene evidence carefully. 727.1, describe a missing child alert. And it's a public alert issued if the child is under 18, preliminary investigation concludes the child is in danger of serious injury or death, descriptive info or photos are available, and the agency of jurisdiction approves the issuance. 727.2, describe an Amber Alert. A statewide broadcast for an abducted child that meets 5 criteria. Child is under 18, clear indication of abduction, local agency recommends activation, detailed descriptions of child abductor and child abductor's vehicle are available, and investigation concludes the child's life is in danger. 727.3, describe a Silver Alert. A public rescue network for missing adults aged 60 plus or 18 through 59 lacking capacity with verified irreversible deterioration of intellectual faculties such as dementia, or Alzheimer's. Requires entry into the FCIC, a statewide BOLO, and a conclusion that the disappearance poses a credible threat to safety. Uses highway dynamic message signs if a vehicle is involved. 727.4, describe the role of the blue alert. Quickly notifies the public via television, radio, and highway message signs when a law enforcement officer has been killed, seriously injured, or is missing in the line of duty, and the fleeing suspect poses a serious threat to the public. 727.5, describe how to assist with the investigation of a missing or missing endangered person. Contact your supervisor immediately. Search buildings or residences first, checking crawl spaces and closets where children hide. Evaluate rooms or cars for missing items and prepare DNA or scents, such as from hairbrushes or cups. Note that children with ASD often wander toward bodies of water. Conduct a neighborhood canvass. 727.6, describe additional resources for missing persons incidents. NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children Hotline for missing or sexually exploited children. A Child is Missing Incorporated rapidly sends recorded phone alerts to a targeted radius around a disappearance. CART, Child Abduction Response Team, a multi-agency rapid response team requested via FDLE regional centers. 728.1, determine if an incident is sexual battery, to include the victim's ability to provide consent. Identify non-consensual oral, anal, or vaginal penetration or union. Consent cannot be coerced. Recognize statutory categories incapable of providing consent, such as mentally defective, mentally incapacitated or drugged without consent, physically helpless, asleep or unconscious, or physically incapacitated. .2, determine if an incident is sexual battery of a child. A felony offense whose degree varies based on child age, capacity, type of physical force, or deadly weapons used, injuries received, and the familial or custodial relationship of the child to the suspect. 728.3, describe how to respond to a victim of sexual battery. Follow a trauma-informed approach to put the victim at ease. Arrange mandatory transport to a medical facility or rape crisis center. Discourage the victim from showering, using the restroom, washing hands, or changing clothes to preserve DNA evidence. Explain the importance of a forensic rape kit exam. 728.4, describe how to collaborate with the victim advocate when responding to a sexual battery. Contact a victim advocate per agency policy. Coordinate with the advocate to support the victim's emotional needs. Encourage cooperation with the process and have them accompany the victim through medical examinations. 728.5, describe how to document sexual battery. Requires a criminal report containing a chronological description of events, officer actions, and victim emotional or physical state. Forensic rape kits must be submitted to the state lab within 30 days of receipt. Medical reports from qualified personnel must be appended to the final report. 728.6, describe how to respond to a lewd and lascivious offense. Investigate highly offensive sexual acts such as battery, molestation, conduct, or exhibition targeting children or vulnerable adults. Determine the age of the victim and check for indicators of coercion or exploitation. 728.7, describe how to respond to unlawful sexual activity with certain minors. Applies to an adult 24 or older engaging in sexual activity with a minor age 16 or 17. Notify your supervisor due to case complexity. Request specialized units and secure a victim advocate.